Hello kids, teens, adults, rangees, the Variety channel here. Welcome to another video. And in this video, I am going to be showing off my years in the making complete VeggieTales DVD collection. I finally did it, yeah. About, 3 or 4 years in the making. It's finally here. I have every single one. Yeah, just enjoy. First, I do want to mention that I have the lyric VHS pressing of Very Silly Songs. Got from a thrift store. So here's the front, the spines, and the back of the VHS, and then here's the VHS itself. Oh. Okay. So next up, let's finally get into the DVDs. We have Where's God When I'm Scared, which came out in 1993. December of 1993, yeah. Lesson in Handling Fear. The silly song is the Water Buffalo song. Here's the front of it. The back comes with a 3, 2, 1 Spin 1 episode. Here's the spine of it. There's the disc. Second episode, 1993's God Wants Me to Forgive Them, A Lesson in Forgiveness. Like I said, it came out in 1994. This is the first episode to not have a silly song, because the silly songs were just like, in the first VeggieTales was supposed to have just a bit in the middle of the episode, and still the first episode just happened to have a silly song. This had the Forgive-O-Matic, which isn't a silly song, it's just another bit. But the fans, when this episode came out, the fans sent in letters asking where the silly song was. And they brought him back once the third episode came out. So, there's a little tidbit for that. Here's the front, the back, the spine, and the disc. Next, we have 1995's Are You My Neighbor? A Lesson in Loving Your Neighbor. Say a lesson? A lesson in loving your neighbor. I don't know if I said that, it just sounded like I did. Yeah, 1995, and the silly song is the Hairbrush song, which is my favorite silly song. Specifically the Boys in the Sink version, also the ones that they used in the live shows, or at least in the silly song, no, Sing Yourself Silly live show Forward, they used the Boys in the Sink version of the Hairbrush song. So yeah, here's the front, the back, the spine, Jerry, and the, oh yeah, I've had this a while, it's starting to break a little bit, but, the disc. Yeah, I've had it a while, I've had this a long time, as you can see, it's starting to break a little bit, but, I mean, Number 4, next episode, is Rack, Shack, and Benny, A Lesson in Peer Pressure. There was a lot of controversy around this episode, specifically with the original Bunny song. The Bunny song, you know, the bunny, oh, I love the bunny. You know, it was originally from this episode, and the original line, there was some original lines that parents didn't really, well, there was a line that was like, don't love my mom, I don't love my dad, I don't want to go to church, I don't want to go to school, all these kinds of bad stuff, and children thought the song was so catchy that they started singing it, and parents didn't want their kids singing it, so when they re-released it, they, just to make it short and sweet, they re-released the episode and added some still bad things, but not nearly as bad, just simply not liking healthy food and liking unhealthy food. So yeah, here is the front, the back, the spine, and the disc. For some reason, the disc is from the 2015 pressing of Rack, Shack, and Benny. I don't know, whatever. 1996 or 5, I can't remember. I'm probably not gonna say the dates from here forward, because, well, we'll just see. 5th episode is Dave and the Giant Pickle, which is the retelling of David and Goliath. I would also like to mention Rack, Shack, and Benny is the retelling of the Bible story Shack, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace. But yeah, this is a retelling of the Bible story David and Goliath, a lesson in self-esteem. I guess a little tidbit about this is this was one of the stories that was picked for the first VeggieTales live show, along with Josh and the Big Wall. Yeah, this is my second favorite episode. Yeah, here's the front. Here's the... Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. The silly song that came with Rack, Shack, and Benny's Dance with the Cucumber. And the silly song that came with this is I Love My Lips. Yeah, and here's the back. And here's the disc. Oh boy. Next, we have The Toy That Saved Christmas. This doesn't have a lesson on it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that the lesson is the true meaning of Christmas. This was released like on time, but like very what's the word? Very, I don't know. It was they got this out on time, but it was by the skin of their teeth. I mean, they got this out. Phil Vischer, the creator of VeggieTales, voice of Bob the Tomato, Archibald, Mr. Lunt, Jimmy, Nezer, one of the French peas, got very sick from overworking from this episode, but thankfully he survived. But anyway, here's the front, the back. Oh yeah, this silly song is "Oh Santa." There's the back, the spine, and the disc. Next, we have very silly songs. This is really just a silly song compilation, so it doesn't have to listen to it. But there are some very funny countertop scenes on this. The silly song here is The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. So here's the front, the spine, and the back. Here's the disc. So next we have Larry Boy and the Fib from Outer Space, a lesson in telling the truth. Yeah, this is the very first Larry Boy episode, which his first appearance was technically in Dave and the Giant Pickle. This was his first proper episode. Since it's a Larry Boy episode, there's typically isn't a silly song, but this is the first episode where the Larry Boy theme song appears, which is a absolute slaps. Yeah, so here's the front. The back. The spine. And the disc. Okay, so next we have my favorite episode, Josh and the Big Wall, a lesson in obedience. This was also the main story that was used in the first VeggieTales live show. Well, it's not the running story, but this was one of the 2 stories that was used in the live show. Yeah, I love this episode. It's my favorite. Yeah, the silly song from here is the Song of the Cebu. Yeah. Here's the, oh yeah, for some reason this doesn't have a behind the scenes. Like almost every VeggieTales, or almost every classic VeggieTales episode has a behind the scenes bonus feature. This doesn't. The only behind the scenes related thing this has is the, is a behind the scenes to the live show for whatever reason. Anyway, here's the front, the, spine, yeah, and the back. Next, we have Madame Blueberry, A Lesson in Thankfulness. It's the first silly song to not feature Larry. It's his cheeseburger. Yeah, his cheeseburger from Mr. Lunt. Yeah, here is the front of it, the spine, the back of it. And the disc. I don't think I showed you. I don't think I showed you the disc to Josh, but here it is. This also uses the This also uses the 2015 pressing of the disc for whatever reason. Next, we have the End of Silliness, which, since once again it's more of a silly song compilation, this doesn't have a lesson to it. Though I do think all the original segments are incredibly funny. The original silly song on here is The Yodeling Veterinarian of the Alps. Yeah, so here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have the 2015 pressing of Larry Boy and the Rumor Weed. I would at some point love to get the, the original version without the yellow borders, and this weird writing, whatever. But it's whatever. It's a lesson in the power of words. Second Larry Boy episode, and once again, since it's a Larry Boy episode, there is no silly song. So here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next up, we have the first episode of the 2000s, King George and the Ducky, A Lesson in Selfishness. This is the retelling of the Bible story of David and Bathsheba, I think. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. The silly song on this is Endangered Love, which is one of my old English teacher's favorite silly songs. I'll just do that in there, just cause. Here is the front, the back, the spine, and the disc. Next, we have Esther, the Girl Who Became Queen, A Lesson in Courage. Maybe this is one of the more serious VeggieTales episodes. Yeah, this doesn't have a silly song. This didn't have a silly song for whatever reason. I guess it's, like I said, it was more of a serious episode. Here is the front, the back, and the spine, then the disc. Next, we have Lyle, the Kindly Viking. The silly song on this one is Larry's Heisel Cat, which is the tune to Funiculi Funicula, also known as the Spider-Man Pizza Time song. But yeah, here's the, this is a lesson in sharing. I forgot to add that. Here is the front of the DVD, the back, the spine, and the disc. Also, for whatever reason, it comes with a 321 Penguins episode. I don't know why they just added 321 Penguins episodes to random VeggieTales episodes, but you know what? Whatever. Now here is the ultimate silly song countdown. Now, this right here is a strange case, and I'm not talking about the episode, I'm talking about the DVD itself. I'll get into that later. But the original silly song for this is the Mushu, and there's no lesson since this is once again, this is a silly song compilation. Kinda not really. It's not a sing-along, but it's a top 10 silly songs. Anyway, here's the front. Here's the spine. The back. Now, before we get into the disc, I ordered this from Walmart.com. Sometime, I think it was like late last year. No, it was early last year. Yeah, early last year. I bought this from Walmart.com. And for whatever reason, the outside thing, this is upside down. So really, it's supposed to be like this. No, yes. It's supposed to be like this, but the outside is upside down for whatever reason. So here's the inside, there's the disc, there's a little pamphlet thing. Strange. Next we have VeggieTales' first movie, Jonah, a VeggieTales movie, Lesson, Compassion, and Mercy. Doesn't say it, but that is the lesson. Those are the lessons of this film. Since it's a movie, no silly song. Yeah, 2002. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have The Star of Christmas. I guess this would also be the true meaning, listening to the true meaning of Christmas. I've also had this one almost long, if not longer, as Are You My Neighbor? So the thing won't close all the way. No silly song. Like I said, a little more serious episode. Whatever. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have The Wonderful World of Autotainment. I don't think this is a lesson. One thing, I like this episode, I really do. A lot of people don't. I do. I think it's really cool that Big Idea animated a lot of the songs from their cover albums. Like they had Junior singing My Day from, I can't remember what sing-along it was. I don't know if it was, no, it's not Toddler Songs. It was like some kind of sleep album. There's Pa Grape singing Zacchaeus from one of their Sunday school albums. And the French piecing, and there's a hole in the bottom of the sea from, once again, I don't know which sing-along it is, but I think it's really cool. They also had Archibald singing Marjorie Ranger General. Really good, really cool. So here's the, there's no silly song, there's no lesson, really. Here's the front, the back, spine, and the disc. There's also the little pamphlets in there too. Now, next up, we have Little Joe, the Ballad of Little Joe, a lesson in facing hardship. Based on the story of Joseph from the Bible. Silly song here is Belly Button by the best boy band, the Boys in the Sink. Yeah. Here is the front. Here's the back. The spine. And here is the disc. Next, we have Big Idea's last DVD, or the last VeggieTales episode that was produced solely by Big Idea, an Easter Carol. This is not really well liked by a bunch of fans, and I mean, I can see why. I mean, I think it's an okay episode. There's no silly song. I mean, I guess this would be the true meaning of Easter, but that doesn't say it, so whatever. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Yeah. Here is the first DVD, or the first episode not made by Big Idea, or solely anyway. A Snoodle's Tale, a lesson in self-worth. And the silly song is Sport Utility Vehicle. Yeah. I mean, once again, not well liked, but it's whatever. Here's the front. I like that picture of Bob and Larry. I don't know why. I think I just like it. The spine, the back, and the, Lord, I've had this a while too, and the disc. There's also the little pamphlets inside. Next, we have Sumo of the Opera, a lesson in perseverance. This is kind of like a Rocky parody. Don't know which one. I don't really care to find out. The silly song with this one is Schoolhouse Polka, which isn't liked very much by fans, but I do. I think it's really funny. I'm a big lover for enunciation and puns, really. So I like this. I like the silly song. Also, the first act has a Three Stooges parody, which I like, which is always welcome. Here's the front, the spine, and then the back, and the disc, and 48 for whatever reason. So, next here, we have Duke and the Great Pie War, a lesson in loving your family. Pretty solid episode, I must say. Silly song with this one is The Blues with Larry, or Larry's Blues, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, here's the front. Here is the spine, and here is the back, and the disc, and little pamphlets in there. Next, we have Minnesota Geek and the Search for Samson's Hairbrush, a lesson in dealing with bullies. Yes, It's a parody of Indiana Jones, if you couldn't tell already. The silly song on this one is Pizza Angel. Fantastic silly song there. Probably in my top 3. Yeah, here's the front, the back, the spine, whoa, and the disc with a bunch of pamphlets. The reason I ain't really going through the pamphlets because it's gonna drag this video out a lot longer than it should. Wow. Here's Lord of the Beans, obvious parody of Lord of the Rings. They did a lot of parodies of shows and films throughout the years. This is a lesson in using your gifts. And the silly song is My Baby Elf is the silly song. Here's the front, the spine, the back. I always switch around which I do first. You do the back of the spine, I know. And the disc. And there's some pamphlets right there. I don't know if it had I know some copies of Lord of the Beans have a advertisement for Rockin' Tour Live, the VeggieTales live show. Next we have Sherlock Holmes and the Golden Ruler, a lesson in friendship. I really like this episode. I think it's really solid, especially the asparagus of La Mancha in the first act. I think that's really good. The silly song of this one is a gated community. Yeah, here's the front, the back, the spine, and the disc. Next, we have Larry Boy and the Bad Apple, a lesson in fighting temptation. Once again, since this is a Larry Boy episode, there is no silly song. But this does have the new Larry Boy theme song, Rock On Larry Boy, which I think is amazing, and I do think it's better than the Larry Boy theme song from the first VeggieTales episode. It's really good. Anyway, here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have Gideon Tuba Warrior, lesson in trusting God. This is a really solid, I love this episode so much. Because I know a lot of people don't like it because it's too Christian, it's too much good. I love this. I absolutely love this episode so much. Yeah, I mean, it's really good. Silly song is ukulele karaoke, and that's what it's called. That's what it says. It's ukulele, but for whatever reason, they pronounce it ukulele karaoke with Bob. For a silly song where Bob is leading. Yeah, here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. There's all the pamphlets. Next, we have Mo and the Big Exit, a lesson in following directions. This is probably my oldest VeggieTales DVD. Look at this. Look at that case. Look. You can barely even close it. It's really old. Silly song in here is another Boys in the Sink song, Mess Down in Egypt. Yeah. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have the oh yeah, that Mo and the Big Exit is a retelling of the Bible story of Moses. We used to set the tapestry. Yeah. Wizard of Oz, which is a parody of, well, it's a parody of the Wizard of Oz and also a retelling of the Prodigal Son. So it's kind of both. Yeah. Silly song is Monkey, which is I like it. It's a very funny song. Yeah, here's the front, the back, and the spine. And the disc. Next we have VeggieTales' second theatrical movie, The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, a VeggieTales movie. Now, I would like to mention The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything is my second favorite silly song and my dad's favorite silly song. We both love it. But this, on the other hand, it isn't great. I remember I first picked this up and me and my dad watched it, and me and him both agreed that this did not serve the silly song nor VeggieTales really well. It's just takes itself way too seriously. Like, this barely has any VeggieTales kind of humor at all in it. But whatever. Here's the front, the back, the spine. For whatever reason, the character's on the top, not the bottom, but whatever. And the disc. There you are, hanging on a box. Next, we have Tomato Sawyer and Huckleberry Larry's Big River Rescue, a lesson in helping others. This is also a great and underrated VeggieTales episode. The silly song is The Biscuit of Zezamarandawo, that lies atop of Mount of Snow, high in the hills where the cold winds blow, the Biscuit of Zezamarandawo. It's a really good silly song. Yeah, this is the, here's the front, the spine, back, and the disc. Next we have Abe and the Amazing Promise, a lesson in patience, which is the retelling of the story of Abraham, or Abram, before he was called Abraham. The silly song in this one is Sneeze If You Need To, which is pretty funny. It's a pretty funny silly song. Yeah, here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have the second Minnesota Cuke episode, Minnesota Cuke and the Search for Noah's Umbrella, a lesson in confidence. This is a noticeably worse episode than the first one, but I don't think it's bad either. I remember there being a VeggieTales app, and I remember this being on it. It was like a game of some sort. Whatever. And the silly song is Sippy Cup. Alright. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Sorry. Next we have, the stack is getting a little low, so I'm just gonna drag this to me. We have the last episode of the 2000s, and I would like to say the last in the, before it started going downhill, at least quality-wise in the episodes. This is St. Nicholas, a story and lesson of chill forgiving. Has a really good Matthew West song, Give This Christmas Away. And I guess it has Amy Grant on it too. The silly song on here is Donuts for Benny. Whatever. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Here's the pamphlets. Next, we have the 2015 printing of Pistachio, the boy who wouldn't. A lesson in listening to your parents. Alright, so honestly, whatever. So it's a silly song. Where have all the staples gone? I mean, I think it is quite funny, but it's honestly a whatever song. Here's the front, the back, the spine, excuse me, and the disc. Next, we have Sweet Pea Beauty, A Girl After God's Own Heart, A Lesson in True Beauty. Once again, a very bad episode and bad animation. If you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. But the silly song is amazing. Pants is a very good silly song. Just a very mid episode in general. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Here is It's a Meaningful Life, lesson in being content. I quite like this, even though if the animation is kind of better than Sweet Pea, but it's not back to how it was. For whatever reason, these two episodes don't look that great for whatever reason, but I do like the story. It's a parody of It's a Wonderful Life. Here, oh yeah, and this silly song is Goodnight Junior. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have 'Twas the Night Before Easter. Well, there's no title, so I guess it's just the true meaning of Easter. It has the same plot as the Star of Christmas, really. It's whatever. The Hopperina is also another whatever silly song. The 2010s VeggieTales just went downhill so fast, unfortunately. But here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. And there's a bunch of pamphlets in here, I think there's even an advertisement for Sing Yourself Silly, the live show. Next, we have Princess and the Pop Star, A Lesson in Being Yourself. Yeah. Another bad episode, surprise, surprise. It's not just because, it's not like all the girl episodes are bad. I'm probably going to say the same thing for Princess and the Penniless Princess, just to give you a heads up. I mean, I like Esther and I like Madame Blueberry. I mean, all those episodes are good. I just don't think this one's very good. And A Astonishing Wigs also is a very bad, silly song. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Finally, a good VeggieTales episode, The Little Drummer Boy. Based off the Christmas story. The silly song on this one is the eight Polish Foods of Christmas, which is a song originally from A Very Veggie Christmas, the CD. It's really cool and Big Idea animates songs originally from albums. I think it's really cool to see what they look like animated. Yeah, there's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next up, we have another great episode, Robin Good and His Not So Merry Men, A Lesson in Handling Hurt. And the silly song is another song from Boys in the Sink, Bubble Wrap, which I think is it's really good, really funny. Yeah, here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. So next, here we are. Oh, ups. Here is the Pinocchio's Princess, I've mentioned. I do not like this episode at all. It's a lesson in true worth. It's whatever. Oh, and the silly song Best Friends Forever is so bad. It was outdated even for 2012 standards. Okay, well, here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Here I have the 2015 pressing of the League of Incredible Vegetables, Lesson in Handling Fear. The silly song is Superhero, and this has a absolutely killer theme song by the Newsboys. The League of Incredible Vegetables theme song, it absolutely slaps. Please give it a listen if you haven't already. It's really good. I love 2012, early 2010s Newsboys. It's really good. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have The Little House That Stood, a lesson in making good choices. Yeah. I think it's an okay episode. Happy Tooth Day is a good episode. Good silly song. Yeah, here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. This did come with some pamphlets, but for whatever reason, I don't have them anymore. So, yeah, here, next, we have Mick Larry and the Stinky Cheese, a lesson in getting along with others. Yeah, I like this episode, I really do. And the silly song is also really funny too, Kilts on Stilts. Just them annoying Scooter for like 3.5 minutes. Yeah, here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Sorry if it sounds like I'm rushing these. I'm just running really, really low on time, but we're going to get through these because I want to show you all of them. Here is Mary Larry and the True Light of Christmas, a lesson. There's no lesson, but the True Light of Christmas, for whatever reason, or for whatever, whatever. For whatever reason, this features Cy Robinson from the Duck Dynasty, so do with that what you will. And the silly song is Wrapped Myself Up for Christmas, which is a really good silly song. And Toby Mac and Owl City did a song for this, Light of Christmas. It's really good. It seems like a lot of Christian artists did songs for these episodes. It seems like from the early 2000 or the 2010s episodes. Oh, here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have Veggies in Space, the final frontier. I'm sorry, a lesson in the power of sharing. I feel like for whatever reason they've already done a lesson on sharing, but you know what? We'll just go past that. I feel like this is a really good episode. The silly song is Asteroid Cowboys, very funny. And Jamie Grace does a version of Enough to Share, which is really good. Yeah, so here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Next, we have Celery Night Fever, a lesson in forgiveness. Once again, for some reason, I feel like they've already done a lesson in forgiveness. But, I mean, I guess they were bound to run out of lessons, so, I mean, it's fine. They have the silly song, Perfect Puppy, really good. And they have Terry Crews, and this is Bruce Onion, so, you know, that's fun. So here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Now we have the second to last episode, and the last episode to be animated in the original style, Beauty and the Beat, a lesson in unconditional love. It's really whatever episode has Kelly Pickler, I can't remember if it was The Voice or American Idol, right? An American Idol winner, playing Mirabelle. Rob Paulson's also in this, so that's cool. And the theme song, the silly song, Mac and Cheese, is also really good. Here is the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. Now, here we are, the last episode of VeggieTales. I have the 2015 printing, which I know this came out in 2015, but it's a different printing of Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark, A Lesson in Trusting God, the last episode of VeggieTales, and it was animated in the VeggieTales in the House style for whatever reason. I think this is an alright episode, and it has a fantastic silly song, My Golden Egg. It's really underrated, and has Wayne Brady as Noah's son Shem. Whatever. Here's the front, the spine, the back, and the disc. And there you have it. Every single episode of VeggieTales right here. Now, real quick, before we end this, I do have a few other DVDs, special DVDs. I'm not going to go into these like I did those. I'm just going to run by them real quick. Just so I could show you I have them. We have If I Sing a Silly Song. Here's the front, spine, back, and disc with the pamphlet. We have VeggieTales in the House, Puppies and Guppies, stories about responsibility and kindness. Here's the front, spine, back, and disc. Next, we have the VeggieTales Show DVD, Fruit of the Spirit, Love, Joy, Peace, with the episodes The Power of Love, A Lifetime Supply of Joy, and God Wants Us to Make Peace. Here's the front, spine, back, and disc with a universal pamphlet in it. Next, we have the second Fruit of the Spirit DVD, Patience, Kindness, and Goodness. Here's the front. Oh yeah, and the episodes are Patience Takes Practice, It's Cool to Be Kind, and When Being Good Means Giving Up. Here's the front, spine, back, the disc, and once again there's a universal pamphlet. And we have the last Fruit of the Spirit VeggieTales show DVD, Faithfulness, Gentleness, and Self-Control. Episodes are Little Things Matter, Being Gentle Makes You Great, and Samson's Bad Hair Day. Here's the front, spine, back, and the disc with a universal pamphlet. Next, we have the VeggieTales Live Sing Yourself Silly DVD. I love this thing to death. Just gonna go ahead and say that. Alright, here's the front, spine, back, and the disc. Next three are going to be double features, so I'd probably just whatever. I have Duke and the Great Pie War / Esther, Pistachio / Robin Good, and It's a Meaningful Life / Christmas Sing Along. And there you have it. That is every VeggieTales DVD I have, and I have the complete collection of all VeggieTales DVDs. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, God made you special, and He loves you very much. Goodbye.